so today's video is going to be the makeup collection tag. I keep on forgetting to film this video. Like, I was thinking that I was super uninspired on what I wanted to film next, but then I keep on forgetting that I've been wanting to sit down and film this video for a while. So I was like, let me film it today. I just got home from class and I figured this would be a good video to film. I just feel like, sorry, I felt like I needed to fix my blush a little bit. So this tag was created by Georgia Harris, and the way that I found out about it was through the Fancy Faces channel. I watched her tag video, and she does a lot of podcasts and is friends with Georgia Harris on YouTube. So she saw her video, and then I saw hers, and then I wanted to do this tag. So I'm going to go through all the questions and tell you guys what's in my makeup collection. And I have the questions in front of me on my computer. I'm just trying to move my windows so I can actually see the questions properly. So yeah, let's get into this video. So the first question is, how long have you been collecting makeup? I have been collecting makeup since, I believe, the end of 2013 or 14, maybe 2014. It's been since I've been 25 years old is when I've really started collecting makeup like hardcore, like December of when I was 25. So I have to say 5 years. Because, or almost 5 years, since after this year will be 5 years in December, but I think it's been about 4 or 5 years. I know that my boyfriend got me, you know what, I could check on my Instagram when I first got my 2 high-end palettes. It pretty much went from there when he gifted me the high-end palettes I wanted for Christmas. I could just scroll all the way down. You know what? I totally forgot to call my best friend when I was going home from class today. So let's see where the Instagram post is, because I don't see it anywhere. I guess it wasn't all the way down. So he got me, yeah, it was December of 2014. So I was about 25 at that time. And that's when I first started collecting makeup, and I have like my first little Instagram post of my little haul that my boyfriend got me, and I was obsessed with Urban Decay then, and he got me the Naked 3 palette, the Urban Decay Electric palette, and the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and it just went from there, and now my collection's too big. So that is the first question. The second question is, what kind of collection do you have? Minimal, utilitarian, I can't even say this word. Historical or aesthetic. I would say probably the one that I can't pronounce. I don't even know what utilitarian would be. Aesthetic. Concern with beauty or the appreciation of beauty. I would say probably that. Probably a combination. I wouldn't say it's historical, but I do have a big collection for one person. Designed to be used, I would say probably aesthetic. I have a huge appreciation for makeup. My collection definitely isn't minimal, but it's not historical. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm not saying that I don't have a big collection for one person. I do get overwhelmed with my collection, definitely. But I feel kind of a little bit at peace with my collection right now. I know that sounds a little bit super cheesy, but I have a big collection, and I will include my makeup collection or updated makeup collection video in the description box below. I don't feel like opening up all my drawers and showing you guys, but I will link that below. So I would say it's somewhere in between both of those. Like, I have practical items that I love, like utilitarian, where I have products I can't live without, and products I use every day, and then I have an aesthetic type of collection where I love and appreciate makeup so much that I cherish my collection and I love it. So the third one would be, the third question is, are you a completionist? I used to be a completionist with my collection. I kind of stopped doing that pretty much after the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I collected a lot of Too Faced eyeshadow palettes. I wanted to have all of the chocolate bar palettes in my collection and all of the Urban Decay Naked palettes. I started with collecting the chocolate bar palettes. I actually got the semi-sweet palette before I got the chocolate bar palette. My boyfriend actually gifted me the chocolate bar palette, or the semi-sweet. The semi-sweet on Valentine's Day, right after he got me that Urban Decay Naked 3 palette and the electric palette for Christmas. He got me the semi-sweet palette for Valentine's Day, so that's when I was using the Naked 3 palette like every day for my neutral eyeshadow. And then literally the day after, I picked up the chocolate bar palette. So I have those, and I have the chocolate bonbons, and then I got the Too Faced Sweet Peach. And then after that, I pretty much stopped buying Too Faced a lot because I didn't really trust the brand anymore. I really don't pick up anything from Too Faced anymore unless it's discounted at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. That's the only time I pick it up. I do have a palette or two from Marshall's that I've gotten from them, but I really just stopped buying Too Faced, and I picked up that natural face palette and the natural lipsticks from that collection because the natural eyes collection and eyeshadow palette is one of my all-time favorites, so I wanted to try just an extension of that collection. But other than that, I honestly haven't been interested in anything that they have released, and ever since I picked up the Sweet Peach matte lipsticks from Marshall's, I've fallen in love with those. They make amazing lip products, but other than that, I don't really purchase from them anymore. And then with the Naked palettes, I have 1, 2, and 3. I have the Naked Heat, and I have the Naked Cherry. I don't have the Naked Smoky. I had that for like 2 days. I got so bored with it that I returned it. I just didn't like the palette. But I really wanted the Naked Cherry when it came out, regardless if it was like a basic ass palette. I actually really love that palette. And 1, 2, and 3 are just cult classic staples in a lot of people's collections. Urban Decay changed the game when they came out with their eyeshadow palettes. But other than that, I don't really like completing collections. I don't really need to. I'm not really like, I don't need all the ABH palettes. I have the Modern Renaissance. I have a few singles from ABH. Honestly, no other palettes have really interested me that much to pick up myself besides the Modern Renaissance. Maybe the Soft Glam, but there's too many repeats of the eyeshadows that are in the Modern Renaissance palette that are in the Soft Glam. So I decided to not to pick it up. I know I talked about that in my eyeshadow palettes I almost picked up but didn't video. I loved that video. So that was the third question. And then I also don't really complete. I love collecting the Lime Crime Velveteens. Actually, that's probably, and the ColourPop lipsticks. I love, but I don't have all of them. The Lime Crime Velveteens, I had like 30 of them at some point because I love the formula. But that was more so a formula thing. I also have the Lime Crime Venus 1 and 2 palettes and the Venus XL. I didn't find it necessary for me to pick up the Venus 3 or the Venus XL 2. I have 3 of the eyeshadow palettes. I don't need 5 of them. The ColourPop palettes, I pick up ones that I'm really, really interested in, like Dream Street and Zodiac. I usually pick up a lot of things that Kathleen Lights releases because they're interesting and they always end up working for me. They're some of my holy grail items. I love the Dream Street palette. I love the Zodiac pigments. They're amazing. Just ColourPop is a banging brand, and it's like the one that I keep on going back to. So, but other than that, I really try to not go crazy and pick up a million shades. I'll pick up like 2 here and there if I really want to try the formula. That's basically what I do. Or I'll pick up a few items from a brand I've never tried before. But that's basically how I've been shopping now. I don't really like go ham unless I'm really, really interested in trying the formula. Like that's why I picked up the Milani palette, the Beauty Bakery eyeshadow palette, and the ColourPop Sweet Talk palette, just because they were all so appealing to me. And I've used them a ton. I'm actually wearing the Milani palette on my eyes today. I love it so much, the Pure Passion palette. I try to use it as much as I can, and I love it. So that is the third question. The fourth question is, how do you store, organize your collection? I just recently got back in December, because my boyfriend got it for me for Christmas, the Alex 5 drawers. So that is how I store my makeup. I keep foundations in the first drawer and concealers and primers and setting powders. The second drawer, I keep mascaras, eyeliners, small eyeshadow palettes, small highlighting palettes, and a couple of single shadows from Lime Crime and 2 loose pigments from ColourPop just because they fit better in there. The third drawer, I keep Z palettes of the third drawer is entirely eyeshadow palettes, like bigger eyeshadow palettes. The fourth drawer is Z palettes of blushes, my single eyeshadows from ColourPop, Makeup Geek, Anastasia, and MAC. Then I have another MAC palette in there. And then I have bigger highlighting palettes like Anastasia Beverly Hills, Glow Kits, etc. And then the fifth drawer I have, and also blush palettes and stuff. And then the fifth drawer is all highlights, single highlighters, single bronzers, single blushes, and loose highlights, which is like 1 or 2, but that's on the fifth drawer. So that's how I store my collection. And then on the top, I have 2 units of from the Container Store of all my lipsticks, mostly liquid lipsticks, and lip glosses. And then on the top of both of those drawers, I have 4 little holders that store my regular lipsticks and like Bite Beauty, ColourPop, etc. And then I have a few in the front that just don't fit in the holders. And then I have one more holder of like a 24 holder from, actually it's only 20 lipsticks from Marshalls, and it's on the top. And then I have 2 mugs that hold my lip liners and my makeup brushes. So yeah, but again, I will link my makeup collection video below and you can check that out in depth. So that's how I store my makeup. I used to store it in the bathroom and it was such a disaster. This is so much easier for me. It is so much more convenient to have my makeup in my room. It's just, and I do my makeup really in my room now. I don't do it in the bathroom anymore. And I pretty much use my desk to do my makeup. So I pretty much do everything here when it comes to makeup and filming YouTube videos. So that is the 4th question. So the 5th question is, what is your favorite thing about your collection? My favorite thing about my collection is that I cherish it. I love makeup. I just love the way that it can give you confidence, but I don't even do it to give me confidence. I just love it. I love to wear it. I love how it makes my face look. I just like to feel pretty. I love being a girl. I love being girly. And it used to be a confidence thing, but now it's just more like I can't wear an outfit unless I put makeup on. Like, it's just kind of a part of my everyday routine, a part of my beauty routine, a part of my life that I love, and that's what I love about it. What is your the 5th question is, what is your least favorite thing about something to improve your collection? I would say that I just have too much. That is my least favorite thing. It's very overwhelming, but I feel like lately I try and use every single product in my collection. If I don't use everything, it's very hard for me to get rid of things. And I feel like that's my other least favorite thing about myself, is that I cannot declutter things very easily. It's like if I spent money on this, then that means I need to keep it for as long as I possibly can. Probably when I finally move out of my house is when I will finally be cutthroat and get rid of things, but I just can't do it. Like with highlights, with blush palettes, with blushes, I can get rid of a couple of blushes. Those are probably the only other things I've really gotten rid of besides lip products, concealers, and foundations. But I'm really, really good about using up foundations and concealers. They're like the easiest things for me to use up. Eyeshadows, I cannot get rid of a single eyeshadow palette. It's just so hard for me. I might get rid of the Morphe 35O, but that's about it. And I'm just really bad at declutters. I really wish I could get rid of things that I don't really use anymore, but I pretty much use almost everything in my collection. I'm very quick because I wear makeup every day. I love wearing makeup every day. It's just a way for me to use everything. I gotta have that glow and highlight every day. It's just, part of my life. I love it so much, but that is definitely, and something to improve about my collection, probably cut down on my makeup spending. I know I told you guys I was trying to be, other than that, there's nothing really else that I would improve other than saying that I need to cut down on my spending because I really just don't need anything. The reason why I got more stuff in March was because there was a lot of things that were on my wish list for a while that I did tell you guys that I was going to pick up. I think in January I said that like my no buy wasn't it wasn't really a no buy. It was more like I will pick up things that I'm interested in, but I'm not going to go crazy. I don't think I went too crazy. I mean, I did pick up a lot, but it was a lot of stuff that I was genuinely interested in trying because I hadn't really picked up too much makeup in January and February. Then in March, I knew that I wanted to get a lot of stuff. This month, I really haven't spent that much money at all on makeup. I probably have only gotten like 4 items. I've gotten 2 things from Marshalls and 2 things from CVS, and that's about it. I haven't gotten anything else the past couple of weeks. So I've been pretty good about like not getting anything this month. So that is the 6th question. The 7th question is, what is my biggest category of my collection? I would have to say eyeshadow palettes, and then second would definitely be highlighters. And then third would definitely be lipsticks. Those are like my top 3 favorite things in makeup. Eyeshadow, of course, is number 1. I love eyeshadow. I think a lot of people love collecting eyeshadow palettes. I mean, you can't really like do a look without doing eyeshadow. Like you don't like, eyeshadow is like the focus of a look usually. I mean, of course you can do your makeup without doing your eyeshadow. Some people don't even like doing eyeshadow and they just put concealer on their eyes or they just put mascara on, and that's totally fine. But the main focus of a look is eyeshadow, and I think that's why so many people have so many eyeshadow palettes. Like, they want to have options, but they also love collecting eyeshadow palettes, and eyeshadows are just pretty. And highlighters, I love highlighters so much. They just get me horny. I know that's like ridiculous to say, but honestly, when I put on a highlight, I'm just like, ooh, and like my whole body clenches up and I'm just like, yes, girl, get it, girl. Like, I just love highlighters. They're just so beautiful. Like, hello. Like, I just love it. I love highlighters. And lipsticks, lately I've been loving like a new lipstick with like a juicy lip gloss, like something like this, or like something really nude. Like, I've just been so into neutrals lately. I really haven't been doing too much color lately, and I just love it. So yeah, I would definitely say eyeshadow palettes would be my biggest category in my collection. Um, and highlighters. They're pretty much tied, and lipsticks. So yeah. Number 8, what is the smallest category of your collection? I would definitely say brows would be my smallest category, but you guys know I don't really care about brows anyway, and then probably eyeliners and mascaras. Like, I love mascaras, but mascaras and eyeliners are the easiest things to know that you can't use them past 3 to 6 months. So that would definitely be the smallest category because it's easier for me to get rid of mascaras or eyeliners. So yeah, that would definitely be the smallest category. And for an eyebrow pencil and routine and whatever, I only have like 2 or 3 products for my brows. Like, I'm really not a brow girl, so. Okay, number 9. Do you have a Holy Grail in your collection? I don't think there's anyone that really doesn't have a Holy Grail in their collection. Um, I don't know what she would say qualifies as a Holy Grail. Like, I don't know if that means like your most prized collectors collecting like kind of products. Like, if you have like a million MAC pigments, maybe that would be a Holy Grail. But I would say just my Holy Grail products. My Dream Street palette from ColourPop, my Lime Crime Venus XL, my Lancome Taint Idol foundation. Those are just things that I know that I can't live without. My Ofra highlighters, um my highlighters are probably my most cherished Holy Grail products. I just love them, in my eyeshadow palette. So yeah, that's basically what I would say my Holy Grail would be. Number 10, do you ever wish your collection was bigger slash smaller, or is it complete? I would say my collection's pretty much complete now. I'm really not too keen on collecting any more makeup in my life right now. I'm pretty much set on eyeshadow palettes. I pretty much have every eyeshadow palette I could possibly want or need to try. I'm pretty satisfied with my eyeshadow palette collection. I really wouldn't wish my collection to be bigger. Honestly, I would wish that it was smaller, but at the same time, I know if it was smaller, like I would miss every product that was in my collection because that's how I am. Sorry, it just got super sunny, so forgive me if I got a little bit washed out. It is pretty sunny out today. It was like pouring rain before and now it's super sunny. So yeah, I would say I wish that it was smaller, but at the same time, I love my collection as the way that it is. Number 11, how often do you declutter makeup? How often do you clutter makeup? How often do you declutter makeup in your collection? Um, I would say probably, if I'm being totally 100%, probably twice a year. Maybe 3 times a year if I have the time to sit down and do it. And when I do declutter, I really do just get rid of things that are either bad, um, or like mostly just foundations that have expired or concealers that I have pretty much used up. I don't really necessarily declutter too much. But I declutter lipsticks a lot. I do declutter lipsticks that I know that smell bad, or ones that I know I'm not going to use anymore, but it's mostly ones that I know that don't smell good. I'm really good at decluttering lipsticks and stuff, but other than that, I'm pretty bad about getting rid of stuff, as I've said before. Like, I cannot get rid of, um, I cannot get rid of highlights and I cannot get rid of eyeshadow palettes. It's just so hard for me, and blushes. But for some reason, it's a lot easier for me to get rid of lipsticks, just because they're overwhelming to me. And I feel like once I've gotten my use out of them and they go bad, I need to get rid of them because I don't want to put that shit on my lips anymore. They stink. So, yeah. Okay, number 12. Do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collections? No, not necessarily anymore. Maybe like when I was still collecting makeup and it was stuff that I really wanted. I kind of get more envious of people hauling like a shit ton of makeup, and I wish that I could do that, but at the same time, like, I do pretty much do that. I don't really get envious of collections anymore because when I actually look at them, if there's makeup collections that are bigger than mine, that would overwhelm me so much that no, I'm like so satisfied with my own collection that it really doesn't, I don't get envious. Maybe like the only time I get envious is when I don't know how these people like handle this much makeup. I'm like, can you tell me like a secret as to how you can collect that much makeup and don't get overwhelmed by it? Because I feel like for my makeup to be used, I have to use it every single day, or I feel like I'm not using it. So that would be the only thing. But I don't get envious of other people's collections. I love watching makeup collection videos though. Okay. Number 13, who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? I pretty much have the same answer as the Fancy Face. It is definitely Tara Babies or Tara Babes. Her collection is insane. Like, I've never seen anyone on YouTube with as big of a collection as her collection, and it is amazing. And I'm just like, how do you collect that much makeup? Like, how do you use it all? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess because they've been collecting it a lot longer than me, because she is a lot older than I am. And the Fancy Face has an amazing collection as well. And I definitely love Jaclyn Hill's collection, Young Well and Polish's collection, but Tara Babies definitely has the crown. And it's just amazing. You guys have to check it out. It's an amazing collection. She has like 3 toolboxes full of makeup. And she has like every eyeshadow palette on the face of the planet. Like, she has so many eyeshadow palettes and so many blushes and so many highlighters and so many lipsticks. It's like insane. Like, I think she has every single Wet n Wild quad, every single Wet n Wild like little palette. It's ridiculous. Like, every single Natasha Denona palette, every single Pat McGrath palette. Like, It goes on and on and on. Like, it's amazing. So definitely check out her video. Okay, number 14, which is the last question. And the last question is, what's some advice you'd give to a future makeup collector? Honestly, I don't really have too much advice to give to a future makeup collector. That is your choice if you want to start collecting makeup. It's your money. It's your hobby. It's your passion. It's honestly the only advice I would give you guys is don't give up food or anything that is an essential over spending money on makeup. Always put your health first. I've seen some crazy videos where people have said, I have went without food for a couple of days to afford getting makeup. That is not worth risking your health. It is like not a smart decision to do. But that would be the only thing. Other than that, if you want to spend your money on makeup, and I would just say don't go into debt. Like really just save the money for the makeup, buy it when you can. Don't go crazy over it. You don't need to buy it because it's the hottest thing on YouTube right now. That's the YouTuber's job, is to influence you to buy the makeup. But there are a lot of things that I've gotten because it's been a trend on YouTube and I really wanted to try it and I've ended up really liking it. So, I feel like something's is a trend on YouTube for a reason, and I usually end up loving it, or I won't like it. But if you get something and you don't like it, return it. Don't just keep it for the collector's purposes. If you really don't like it and if you're never going to use it, it's a waste of money. And honestly, these makeup companies are going to be losing a lot less money than you are if you end up keeping it and you spent like $30 on something that you don't like. Go and return it. It's not worth keeping unless you really love a certain thing in it. Like recently I just returned the Clinique Cheek Pop palette and I kept the Cheek Leaders palette from Benefit. I'm not like too crazy about the Hoola bronzer and the Gold Rush blush, but I feel like I will use those products more. But the highlighter in here is so stunning that I decided to keep this palette over the Clinique one because this highlight is so stunning. But it's just things like that if you know you have a similar product in your collection that you don't need both of them, then I would say return it. Because if you already got like a blush bronzer highlight palette and you just got the other one and you like this one more than that one, that's why I decided to return the other one. So that's what I would say. Just be a smart shopper, but at the same time, you do not have to listen to me. It is your life. It is your money, and it's what you decide to collect is not up to me. But I would just say, like, just think a little bit more practically. Like, just say, do I need every single thing in this collection? Like, I don't have to pick up the entire collection. Let me pick up a few pieces from it. That's what I usually do. I just really narrow it down to, like, things that I really, really want in the collection. And that's how I, like, but if I find something at Marshall's that's a really good deal, I'm going to get it. And I would suggest, another thing that I would say is go to Marshall's or TJ Maxx over Sephora and Ulta and see if you can find the thing that you really want there first. And then, like, if you can't find it, maybe keep on the lookout for it. There are some things that I'm still on the lookout at Marshall's and TJ Maxx for, and I will go there over getting it at Sephora or Ulta unless it's something I know won't be at Sephora and Ulta, won't be at Marshall's or TJ Maxx for quite a long time. So, yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. Happy collecting. I would love to I would love to know when you guys started collecting makeup. Do you love your collection? Is it overwhelming for you? I would really love to know a holy grail makeup product. Let me know. Let me know your recommendations on what I should try, because you guys know I'm always open to hearing out your recommendations. And I love trying new makeup, but at the same time, like, I just really try and think about what I'm actually going to use and what I want to keep and what I really want over just getting it because it's the hottest thing on YouTube, or because I'm like, I need everything. Like, I really, really don't. And it's just speaking from someone that has a lot of experience with collecting makeup that you don't really need all of it. So, but if you want to collect it, that's your choice. Again, I'm not here to preach to you. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I encourage you to do this tag. And I think the next person that I'm going to tag in this video is Moment with Chip. It would be awesome, girl, if you did this video. I'm hoping that if you watched this video, you made it to the end and you saw that I tagged you in this video. Because I know XO Marley did hers and it really inspired me to do mine. But for some reason it took me forever just to sit down and actually film it. So yeah, that is it, you guys. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all my social media. I love you guys. Bye.